Hey, 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 everybody. Welcome to Making Connections. This is your girl, Allie. How's everybody doing today? I'm excited about this show. You guys know we've been talking about February hosts so many things. It's Black History Month. It is Heart Health Awareness Month. It's what they call the Love Month because Valentine's Day is coming up. And so we're just having a little a our theme this month is around love because whether you're talking about the heart, whether you're talking about romance or relationships, even getting to know yourself better, it's all about love. And so I want to introduce you guys to Miss Nikki Stewart. She is the
Hello,
chef of Your Little Secret Catering. And how are you today, Nikki?
Allie. I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm great. I see you got that kitchen set up, girl.
It is so ready. I have had lots of prep time and I have had lots of thinking time. So I am ready to feed you and your audience with some of the less stressful items that you can come up with for Valentine's Day dinner.
I know, see? And see, if it wasn't for COVID, I'd be in there. I might stir a little something for you, but maybe the next time you're on the show. So, Nikki, just tell the people a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into this interview and let you start cooking.
Okay. Well, I am a native of Charlotte, which is very rare. There, you don't meet very many people that have been here all their lives, but I have. I have three beautiful children, and they are almost fully grown as adults now. So I spend a lot of time working on me and my passions and things that bring me joy, and cooking is one of my favorite things to do. I'm not a formally trained chef, like in the sense of going to culinary school, but my training is so much more rich than that, in my opinion. I learned to cook growing up at the knee of Southern women who cooked for life, to sustain their family, to make ends
Mhm.
to make the most out of a little. So I have my roots are very, very strong in Southern traditional cooking. However, I have branched out and learned other ethnicities as I grow, and in a relationship with other friends and people from other countries. I always take away either a cooking technique from their culture, or I like to blend cultures, soul food mixed with a little Latino culture, a little Peruvian sometimes. Today we're going to do a steak with chimichurri that is Argentinian. So I have had the pleasure to cross paths with a lot of different people from different backgrounds that have taught me of their culture as well. So I'm excited to show you guys a few of the things that I enjoy making.
Yes. So again, I am excited too. I think this is going to be a great show. Like we said, we were just thinking about the love month and people being quarantined and everything. And you might be having dinner virtually with somebody. You might be having dinner for yourself. But either way, this menu is just to celebrate life,
Yeah.
celebrate love in whatever form it's in. And so, Nikki, how long have you been a chef? Or, I know you've talked about not, but
Well, I have Your Little Secret has been in business maybe 12 years now, I think. It started as a mom with a little too much time on her hands and lots of people asking me questions. And so it kind of got caught on as word of mouth, and I just created a brand and a business from it. And I do lots of small occasions. The logo is YLS Catering, as you see on my shirt, but the slogan is we do the work, you can take the credit, because I truly will feel that if you order food from somewhere and serve it in your home, it is your food. And you don't have to tell the world that you use a caterer. You don't have to tell the world you can't cook. You serve food, and that's really all that matters. So that's kind of the thought behind Your Little Secret. Because sometimes ladies want to prepare something, present something fabulous to a crowd or maybe just a small group, and they don't want to necessarily do all the work, but they are very happy to say that pound cake was mine, or yeah, that cake was good. I put my foot in that peach cobbler. But it's really Nikki's foot.
because at that point, you're a partnership, right?
Maybe next time you want to serve that dish, you got to call me up, and else it just may not be the same. You'll be found out.
I love that. I like that slogan though, because because sometimes you feel a little like, oh gosh, I can't even cook, or I can't, fix it like this, or I didn't have enough time. We're busy people and we have a lot going on. And so that's one thing, even through the show, we're trying to, encourage people, ask for help, wherever you need it. And it's okay, because sometimes life just gets out of hand and you just can't do everything by yourself, right?
Right.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna make a few announcements because when Nikki gets started, I want us to just concentrate on her. But we know that last week, or Monday actually of this week, Carrie Ann was on the show, and we are, for Heart Health Month, we are doing the apple a day challenge. So apple a day keeps the doctor away is what we always heard when we were growing up. And so we're doing an apple a day challenge. And so if you want to join us, go to the page, take pictures with you and your apples, the different kinds, what's your favorite. And also we know Serene Well Spa is doing an event February 12th and 13th. That's Valentine's related. There is a flyer on my page, and you get two services for $99. So if you're interested in that event, we're doing that as well. So Nikki, I don't want to hold up your process because I know you got some good stuff for us. And so I'm going to let you take the show, okay?
Well, thank you. First today, let me tell you what all we're going to have. First, we're going to do a surf and turf themed Valentine's. And the surf and turf will be a skirt steak with chimichurri. And the surf will be grilled salmon with lemon dill sauce. And that will have two sides, sauteed spinach and twice baked sweet potatoes. Our dessert is a French silk chocolate chip cookie that sounds complicated. It sounds really rich and ridiculous, and that's slightly rich, but it's Valentine's Day. You got to splurge at least a little bit for your people you love and the people you care about, and for yourself even. So I'm going to start with dessert. That's not always ideal when you're actually going to sit down to dinner, but who's watching? It doesn't matter to start with dessert. But however, so because this is the most time-consuming featured dessert, we're going to do it first. And I want to show you that I have started already. I'm using a mini muffin tin that holds 24. And so what I've done is take a teaspoon of prepared cookie dough. This happens to be a store-bought Pillsbury. However, if you bake a lot, I do a lot of times store cookie dough in my freezer. So if you already have cookie dough on hand, you just want to get about, I would say a big marble size. This is about a tablespoon worth of cookie dough, and get it formed into a ball and put it in each muffin tin. And from here, we're going to bake these for about 15 minutes in the oven. And I'm going to put these in the oven now, and we'll get started on the mousse that goes inside of these cups. So it's going to be a little chocolate chip cookie cup as the crust, and then we're going to fill it with a really rich chocolate mousse and top it with whipped cream and chocolate shaving. So let's get started on that.
You see my face, Nikki? It's like, yes, let's do this.
Starting out with a stick of butter. I've already cut it up, and it's going into my mixer. This is the best appliance I've ever received in my whole entire life. Ladies, if you don't have KitchenAid, get one. Even if you can't cook, put it on your counter, because when people come in your kitchen, they're going to think you really know what you're doing because you have invested in a KitchenAid.
That KitchenAid, huh?
Along with a stick of butter, we're going to put in a half a cup of sugar. And we're going to just let this butter does need to be at room temperature, Allie, and soft enough to mix with the sugar. So we're going to get this going, and you're going to hear my blender.
Okay.
Keep talking to me, okay?
Okay.
So we're blending this sugar, and it's going to cream together. And what this is going to do for us is give us the foundation for adding our chocolate in, as well as the vanilla, and it's going to create a creaminess in our mousse. Now, one thing about this recipe is that it does call for 2 eggs that are not cooked. So you need to make sure they are pasteurized eggs. And that is the French silk of the recipe, because it is not a chocolate pudding, it is not a custard, it is French silk. So those raw eggs are what makes this dish a French silk recipe.
Okay. Now, is that just regular white sugar?
No, I always use raw cane sugar.
Okay.
I also use organic raw cane sugar. So that's what is in this bowl. I don't use granulated sugar, and I do use raw organic butter. So this is just my hint at trying to make sure I keep it as healthy, as natural as possible. I'm not interested in the additives of margarine and things like that. I like to try to cook with natural ingredients as much as I can.
Awesome.
All right, so I'll show you my beater. You can see how that egg and that sugar and butter have whipped up nicely there. So
yeah.
One of the most important things, do you cook it all, Allie? I don't know how much I should be explaining to you. Do you cook a lot?
I don't cook a lot. I can cook, but I just don't do it very often. Well, when you're talking about making cookies and stuff like that, no, I don't do that. That definitely comes from the store.
You use a hand mixer. Just always get in the habit of scraping down your bowl. It saves you from wasting ingredients, and it makes sure you got everything all blended well together. So, for the sake of time, I have already melted the chocolate, and this is semi-sweet dark chocolate, and it is 3 ounces.
Okay.
All right, so I'll just put this here in our mixer.
I was the girl that just licked the bowl when my mom did all that stuff.
You were in there creating dirty dishes and not helping.
No, girl. Now you know I had to do the dishes after everything was over.
That's the important part. That's one thing in my house I will not do. I won't cook for you and
clean up, right?
So we got to have an agreement. If I'm cooking, who's on dishes? Nobody. Well, we're not cooking. Where's the meat?
Then I'll cook for myself, right?
Yeah. Now, for my dishes, I'm the type in the kitchen. I'm gonna clean as I go. So when I'm not cooking, I don't have a bunch of dishes left laying around because I don't want to deal with them after I'm done eating. I'm not coming back to the kitchen.
That's my mom. She'd be cleaning, and the dishes you just saw her stir something, and next thing you know is put up, washed, and put in the cabinet.
I know, because you're gonna need it again, so you might as well put it back where it belongs.
Right.
In with this sugar and butter and chocolate, we're gonna put some salt, which is a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt, and we're also going to add our vanilla, and that is going to be 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla. It's always important to use pure vanilla instead of imitation, because your flavor will definitely tell on you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, pure vanilla is a distinct flavor with pure vanilla, so be careful with that. And we're mixing that so that it combines the sugar and the butter really well.
Nikki, I think the last time I tried to bake a dessert, I did a lemon meringue pie.
Challenging one.
Yeah, it sure was. It was really appreciated for me.
I'm going to take a minute and scrape down my, scrape down your bowl.
Okay.
So you keep all the chocolate and all the butter, everything up together.
And Nikki, what I like about, what you're doing, and, we talked about this, is that the fact that you try to keep it as healthy. People sometimes think when they have to eat healthy that they can't enjoy food or cookies, ice cream, and things.
Gonna go well for the healthy cause, but remember, we're Valentine's. We're looking in our loved ones' eyes with all that love, and we don't really care about the calories and the fat and the hours in the gym we're gonna need to make up for it.
We're making memories, right?
We are. And hopefully you get a little bit of romance out of the deal.
Yes.
The first egg going in. Now with this recipe, the egg has to beat for 5 minutes. So I'm gonna ask my sous chef over here in the corner to set me a timer for 5 minutes, and we're gonna go and I'm gonna set this mixer to the side so we can work on something else during the two 5-minute sessions. We're gonna add two eggs, and they're both gonna beat for 5 minutes apiece. And that is a part of the French silk of it all. Is those eggs beating and whipping in with that sugar and butter is what's gonna give you that light, fluffy, mousse texture.
Wow. Yes, sous chef, I love it.
She didn't know she was up for duty. So I'm hoping that excuse me for being out of the shot for a second.
No, you're fine.
And
so Nikki, is it wise, like, say for somebody like me, when you got all this stuff you want to do, does it make it easier, like if you do them, like, I know you kind of have to do it all at one time, but to make sure you have everything already set out so it's there and you don't have to look for everything?
One of my favorite things is to pull out all my ingredients, look at a recipe, and just go straight to my cupboards and get everything I'm going to need and have it right there in front of me. Turn on low. And so once I've done that, then following your recipe is easy because you got everything right there in front of you. I make sure I have the right measuring cups out, the teaspoon, and spoon measurers, and just make sure you have all your ingredients close by, because that way you save time from having to run around the kitchen looking for stuff. And believe it or not, that adds to your prep time. And in this day and age, prep time is key.
Yes. Okay,
so speaking of prep time and respecting the clock, we're gonna move on. Okay. And the first thing I'm gonna do next is the chimichurri for our skirt steak. Now with chimichurri, the Argentinian flavors of chimichurri are parsley, oregano, garlic, crushed red pepper, and red wine vinegar. And we use chimichurri as like a sauce on top of the meat. You can put it on steak, pork chops, lamb, chicken. It's good on fish. It's good on just about any protein.
Okay.
So first we have some fresh Italian leaf parsley. And
do you grow some of your own herbs?
I have an herb garden that is my daughter's, and she shares with me. And our herb garden has bit the dust. The winter was not been kind, but we will get it going in the spring. Cool. So I have 4 cloves of garlic are going to go into this chimichurri. Now, one of the tips I like to tell you, Allie, is when you're making something that's going to have raw garlic in it, like a sauce, or a lot of times you might have an appetizer that uses raw garlic. You don't get a chance to cook it, so you want your garlic to be very fine. So for that reason, I put the garlic in my food processor first and let it go, because what you don't want is for your leaves to chop as fine as your garlic needs to be. So the garlic is 4 pretty good sized garlic cloves.
I love garlic.
I do too. I usually put an extra one, but I'm sharing this with a couple that I have not known their taste yet, so I don't want to wow them with the garlic. I can't eat this. But maybe, this is not so romantic after all.
Good point.
What you don't want to do is be the caterer and make your food inedible to the couple that's going to be enjoying it.
Oh, that's sweet. I love it.
And so while I make this chimichurri, and the reason I'm making the chimichurri next is because it needs to sit for a little bit and get some flavor going. So it's really simple. All you have in chimichurri is salt, garlic, your herbs, some red wine vinegar, and crushed red pepper. And you just blend that all together and let it sit and marinate, let the flavors come together. So it calls for a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. That seems to be the theme today.
Right.
So I'll blend those two together first.
And then when you said chimichurri, I was like, huh?
I'm sorry for all the noise, but it's a factory, a machine progress going on here. And so I'm gonna have, I just use a kitchen shears to get the process. You're gonna need about, I'd say about 1/4 cup.
Okay.
So what starts out as a little bit turns into a lot. All right, you got your oregano next. And a lot of times you want to use fresh oregano, but this is not a good time of year for fresh oregano. So I have dry oregano today. And we're going to put in 3 tablespoons of dry oregano.
Okay.
And because this is an Argentinian dish, I'm using Spanish oregano. All right, so now we've got red wine vinegar, 3 tablespoons of that as well. And then we're going to do a teaspoon of crushed red pepper.
Okay.
You like it spicy?
Yes.
Yeah, I do too.
I like spice.
So with that in mind, the last ingredient is going to be a 1/4 cup of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, my favorite. I don't always go light on the olive oil because I like it so much, but don't tell nobody my secret.
It's safe with us.
Thank you. Here comes the noise again, all right?
Okay. Yes.
All right. I'm gonna bring this here a little closer so you can see what we're looking for. So we're looking for a fine mince like that, okay?
Nice.
So, let me tell you a little secret about my cooking. So sometimes people will give me a recipe and I'll be like, I don't like it like that. I think I'm gonna do mine different. And so with chimichurri, you take the typical chimichurri takes the herbs out and then just stirs in the olive oil. But when I'm cooking it and to put on a steak or as a topping on a meat, I don't like to see the oil and the herbs separate. So I blend my herbs and my olive oil. It kind of creates more of a sauce.
Okay.
So you may see different level versions of chimichurri. Some cooks will blend the oil and the herbs. Some will just blend stir in the olive oil after they prepare the herbs. This is what you want to go for, regardless of which one you choose to do. If you just choose to blend in your olive oil after you, this is what your herbs need to look like before you put the oil to them. Okay.
Okay.
So
that's one thing too. Like when I'm blending stuff, I'm like, how fine should it be? So
I really think preference is key, because when you're cooking for yourself and your loved ones, you know, like my husband loves to see chunks of stuff. He likes a texture. So I might not go as fine with things for him because he likes that extra little chunk. Whereas some people are like, I taste the onion, or I taste the garlic, or I ate a whole pepper. You know, you don't want to offend the palate. So another 2 ingredients are salt and pepper. This is just a couple pinches of kosher salt and some fresh cracked ground pepper.
Okay.
All right. So we've got that going. When I'm done with this, I'm going to need you to bring me the sweet potato tray, okay? Okay. So here's the olive oil.
That reminds me of like Italian restaurant where they have the oil and some kind of herb where you dip your bread in.
This is very much like that. If you like to dump your bread,
yes, honey.
Chimichurri will be your friend. You'll be bringing this up, and it ain't no meat around.
I love it.
So here's my paste. It's a little wetter now, and this was what we're going to put on top of our skirt steak.
Okay.
Now, if you get this and it doesn't look loose enough for you, you can always add a little more vinegar or a little more olive oil once you try it.
Okay. I bet that is after it sits for a while and all that gets in there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and add a little more olive oil because it's not quite as I like it. But
okay.
That's what trial and error is about. All right. So this is our bowl of chimichurri. We're going to set this to the side and let it marinate a little bit, okay?
Okay.
All right. So you'll see that again when the skirt steak is done. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to clear out a couple things. Give me a second here.
Sure. So in case you guys are just jumping in, we are in the kitchen with Chef Nikki from Your Little Secret Catering, and she is putting together a Valentine's Day dinner. Like I said, it's something maybe you can share with a friend and you each make it together and sit down and eat it together on Valentine's Day, because I know some people are still quarantined. You can make this for yourself and then just to enjoy the day, no matter what love situation you're in. Is for you. We got to celebrate ourselves along the way.
I agree with that. If you don't celebrate you, who will? You got to teach people how to celebrate you. You know?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so next up, we're going to move on to our sweet potatoes, twice baked sweet potatoes.
Yes, sweet potatoes.
So what we have here are, unfortunately, just a little bit more butter. We have some pecans, chopped pecans, some nutmeg, and this is the nut itself. Have you ever used raw nutmeg? Okay, so we're going to use the actual nutmeg before they grind it up and put it in a little tube.
Girl, I didn't even know it looked like that.
It literally is a nut.
Wow. Okay.
And ground cinnamon. So with these potatoes, I have gone ahead and baked 4 large sweet potatoes. I do recommend smaller potatoes. However, my farmer's market didn't have the little cute, sweet-looking ones. But these are sometimes the most flavorful. And you want to make sure you wash them really well. and trim off the ugly butts. So if you have ugly butts on the bottom, you want to cut a little bit of that off. And then sometimes you get sweet potatoes that have sprouts coming out. You want to trim those out as well.
Okay.
So we're not going to fool him because he didn't get good. But after they've gone in the oven and baked for like an hour, I put these on for actually 75 minutes because of how big they are. You have
At what temperature?
very. So this is the color you want to see in your sweet potato when it's fully baked.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to work quick to get these in the oven, all right?
Okay. And what temperature did you bake those at?
They were baked at 375 for 65 minutes. Okay. So we're going to just scoop out our potatoes. Is that done baked? Done mixing? Okay, can you clear that bowl for me? I'm going to scoop out our potato insides.
That came out nice.
It did. Want to leave it some so the skin will still stand up. You'll be able to refill it.
Yes.
See that?
Look, I'm gonna have to show my mom this video when we get. Yeah, come look at this.
She gonna have your mama questioning me. I would never use my potatoes like that.
I'll be like, well, just try it today. Come on.
All right, clean that bowl up for me. I'm gonna use it, Kendall. And so on top of, in addition to this, we're gonna have half a cup of brown sugar. That's my measuring cup. Excuse me, I'm using raw sugar instead of brown sugar because they didn't have any organic brown sugar at the store. So we're going to stay with our raw sugar. And the only difference between organic sugar, brown sugar and white sugar is that white sugar has molasses added to it, which turns it brown. So if you ever want to do a dish that calls for brown sugar, but you don't have brown sugar, you can add, and you do have molasses, you can add a little molasses with your granulated sugar, and it'll be the same.
Okay. Oh, that's a good tip.
Yeah. And so you're going to have some cinnamon added here, a quarter teaspoon of your cinnamon and your nutmeg.
I did not know nutmeg was an actual nut.
It's a nut. It is. And you grate it on the fine side of your grater here. So I'm just going to grate it. And
now, y'all that are watching, y'all let me know. Did y'all know that was an actual nut? Have y'all ever seen nutmeg before it's ground up? That's awesome.
So we got to put a little salt and pepper.
Okay.
Now I'm going to let these other two potatoes stand for time's sake. I don't want to overwhelm you.
Okay.
Right. Clean it out my mixer for me so we can put these potatoes in there and get them in the.
So are both your eggs already ground up for the other?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna come back to this. My daughter's gonna mix it up for us with all the ingredients and add the butter. That's what's gonna change while we're away. Okay. You laughing at me?
I know this setup is awesome. The sous chef back there, video. I love this.
You know what? You gotta make it do what it do, Allie. You know what I'm saying?
I have to have you on like every month. Be like, okay, what we doing today?
Girl, we'll have you in here knowing how to cook some of everything because that's what happened to me. I just got with my friends. I'm like, girl, how you make that? I loved it, and that was the end of it. Okay, this is sit on the table for me. Because teamwork is so much teamwork. I couldn't do anything I do without my team, and my daughter is a major part of my team. So unfortunately, because we have this kitchen set up the way we do, you're not going to be able to see me with everything is hot with the lemon butter and meat. But I'm going to step up here to the stove and I'll keep talking to you and tell you what I'm doing, okay? So first thing I want to do is get my stuff hot because we're getting ready to cook some meat now.
All right.
And it's also time for the cookies to come out, Allie.
Ooh. That looks good, even from here.
All right, so here are your cookies. Remember them?
Uh-huh.
So most of us just dump that in there and mix it and add the butter. Here's the butter. So this is what is a shot glass. It's a silver one from my bar set. But most ladies, we do have shot glasses around the house. If you don't, anything with a circumference that's about 1.5 inches will be fine. But you want to take it and press in your cookies after they come out of the oven. And the reason you're doing that is to create a cup or crust for your filling.
Okay. Yes.
And then you're going to let them cool completely.
Y'all, she's doing it, ain't she? Again, this is Nikki Stewart, Chef Nikki from Your Little Secret Catering. She's based out of Charlotte, and we will definitely give you her contact information. Yes.
All right, so got that. Let's get it to this mixed up. Okay, get it back to you. All right, so next we're going to move on to our fish and our steak. I'm going to get that seasoned up, and we're going to do those together.
Okay. Yes.
So for the sake of time, I'm going to slice the meat up so you can see that. I'm going to do like it's doing 2 servings, okay?
Okay.
So here we have skirt steak. It's a thin cut. And then salmon. It's a beautiful salmon. It's Atlantic salmon, skinless Atlantic salmon. And I do this to taste. I recommend I keep it simple with the meat, just some salt and pepper. On the fish, I'm going to put a Old Bay, put a little garlic on both. But I don't want to put too much seasoning on them because we got these great sauces, okay?
Okay.
So here goes the salt on both.
Well, somebody did know that nutmeg was a nut. They telling me on the page. And then you got one lady over here telling me, oh, Jesus.
Well,
you got their mouth watering.
I'm happy to hear that. Listen, if your food is not making people's mouth water, then you not need to be in business, or you not need to call yourself a cook.
Well, that's true.
But don't be wasting them good groceries like my grandma would say.
Yeah, that's the truth of the matter right there. Don't play with this food now.
All right, so I have this huge slab of both meats. I'm going to cut a sensible portion for 2 lovebirds.
Okay. I love salmon.
I do too. It's one of my favorite meats. My family loves it. I cook it every week.
Oh, yeah?
Sake sauce. We do it with, I'm just going to do half of one of these skirt steaks.
Okay. So what day do you cook salmon on?
Salmon is usually on a Tuesday, Monday.
Okay, from in the neighborhood.
I'm gonna get these sweet potatoes in the oven for us real quick.
Okay.
Pass me that bag.
If you guys are watching, make sure you share this video with somebody, because somebody needs these recipes. Somebody needs to know how to hook this dinner up for Valentine's Day or birthday, whatever. Or just a Tuesday.
Random Tuesday is a good night for a good meal. Oh, you know what I'm saying, Allie?
Right.
If you can put your foot in it on a random Tuesday, then you're really doing something. Especially if you had to work all day. So here's our sweet potato souffle, is what I like to call it once you got everything all mixed in here. It's got the butter, the sugar, the cinnamon, the nutmeg, salt and pepper. And now we're gonna get it baked again.
Well, that sous chef did that. Way to go, girl.
Thank you, Kendall. I don't know why she's
Kendall.
popping up in the camera. She normally is a good starter show type.
So I call her Kendall. I didn't want to call her sous chef, but honey, we got somebody saying, "Are you gonna have enough to sell?" She is in business, not this meal right here. This meal is
we create this at any time that anybody would like to order it.
That's it. And we'll definitely put her contact information on the page and on this post when we share it. And she's, like I said, is based out of Charlotte, so not very far from the lady that's asking.
You live in Charlotte, Allie?
I live in Hickory.
Hickory, okay, that's not too far.
Not too far for a Tuesday salmon dinner.
All right, so thank you, Kendall, for the time reminder. All right, now we got potatoes in the oven. They're going to need to cook for 10 minutes, and we're going to put them on a high temperature so they can get a little brown on top.
Okay.
Give me 10 minutes on the potatoes. All right, we got our griddle going. It's almost all hot over here. All right. So we're gonna get our 2 pieces of fish on the griddle. I have already put some olive oil on it, but I'm also gonna spray it with the little olive oil spray. Okay.
Okay.
Did you hear that sizzle?
I heard that. It made me stand at attention. Like,
all right, and here is our piece of skirt steak that we're gonna have.
Yes.
All right. Now, the first thing we need to pay attention to is our spinach and our sauce for the lemon dill.
Okay.
Get the sauce going first, then we're gonna throw the spinach on.
Okay.
So over here, the lemon dill sauce starts with a bottle of white wine, and I have not opened this. I promise I have not been drinking. Yes, I'm gonna need that. All right. So we're gonna measure out 3/4 of a cup of a dry white wine. Now that could be a Pinot Grigio, that could be a Chardonnay, any white wine that's not sweet.
Okay.
Okay.
I was going to ask you, what would be a good wine with this dinner?
I would do a white wine or either a rosé.
Okay.
And with this goes, I don't know if you ladies or guys been working with shallots, but this is a shallot. It's like a red onion, but it also has a little bit of a garlicky flavor to it as well. And a lot of recipes where they have like a sauce or saute might call for shallots.
Okay.
Call for 3 tablespoons of shallots for the lemon butter sauce.
So she is putting together the lemon butter sauce. Then we have somebody, Nikki, talking about this is easy. You cook the meat and drink the wine. Lord have mercy.
Okay, so we got the shallots going. And in addition to that, we got 2 tablespoons of lemon juice going in here.
Okay.
My griddle going good. This skirt stays cooking.
Yum.
Some good grill marks on that.
I see that.
The salmon needs to stay put for a little bit.
Okay.
All right, so while we got the salmon going, Kim, can you get the spinach out the refrigerator? We're going to go ahead and get this spinach started.
Okay.
Yeah, and cooking stuff. All right, so Allie, I didn't forget about our cookies. Here's the mousse that goes in the cookies.
Ooh, yes.
So before we get ready to pipe, I'm going to fill it up.
My Lord.
All
Girl,
right. So
everybody hungry.
this is a little untraditional, but I use a piping bag like for icing and
Okay.
just make it a little easier for myself.
I don't blame you.
We have our cookies, and I'm just gonna pipe in some of this filling.
Look how smooth that is.
Uh-huh. And this is, my cookies are cool now. So
Okay.
now after you get all your cookies popped, y'all didn't see that.
See what happened?
I just dropped stuff on the floor.
No, I'm just kidding.
I've already been given instructions how to make sure I leave my kitchen like I found it.
Right.
So you would pipe in the rest of these, right? And you're gonna top it with a little whipped cream and shaved chocolate.
Okay.
And that's gonna be a very, very lovely dessert.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set it to the side because it's not time for that yet.
Okay.
I just want to make sure I did not miss a chance to show everybody how to get that together.
Right.
All right, so over here in this pot, the lemon juice, white wine, and shallots are boiling down. They got to reduce. I've got my hot oil for my spinach. My steak is going. It looks like it's about to be done. Do you like your steak rare or red, or how you like your steak, Allie?
Just a little pink.
Just a little pink?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to give it a couple more seconds just for you.
Okay, thank you.
I don't want you to see too much today.
My Lord.
Woo! Smelling good, sorry. Y'all can't smell it. Now this spinach is gonna have a little bit of shallots in it, about half of a shallot.
Okay.
And then some minced garlic.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now tell y'all what, while she's doing that, tell y'all if y'all missing something, you missed the ingredient or something like that, we just gonna reach out to Chef Nikki and she will make it happen. She's got the recipes. She might be willing to share them. I don't know, but she will help you along the way.
Did you get the spinach out?
So again, if you're just jumping on, we're hanging out in the kitchen with Chef Nikki from Your Little Secret Catering, based out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
All right, so here's our vegetable. We're gonna have spinach. This is a 1 pound container of spinach, and I'm going to cook almost all of it. Okay. All right.
Yes.
We're gonna let that spend a little bit of time wilting down, okay?
Okay.
Uh-oh. All this fancy cooking, now stay off the smoking line.
That means it's gonna be good.
All right. See, on Food Network, they will edit this out.
No, girl.
Is it got one? It's the griddle. I turned the fan on. All right.
That means she's cooking, y'all.
So, the last two things for our lemon dill sauce is some butter. Sorry, butter again. And dill.
Okay. She got skirt steak, salmon, twice baked, sweet potatoes, and spinach. We got some chimichurri that's been marinating on the side to put on top of the steak and the salmon. It's gonna be good.
Is it over?
I love this. So guys, make sure you share this video. Make sure you go to Your Little Secret Catering. They're on Facebook. And like the page so you can stay abreast of everything that Nikki is doing. And today she's showing us how to put together a nice little Valentine's Day dinner. Well, like I said, it could be any day of the week. But we did want to do it this month for Valentine's because it's Love Month. And don't forget, we're also Just Green Living and Making Connections are also having the Apple a Day Challenge for heart health. And so all of this is about the heart. Don't forget also it's Black History Month and how we treat people, again, is all centered around the heart, right? So all these are coming together. Miss Betty, Miss Betty says she likes her steak medium, Nikki. Hey, Nikki, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
You can keep stirring, but one of the people said, I thought you take a drink out of the bottle before you use it.
What?
I thought you take a drink out of the bottle before you use it. And then
probably because I started this at about 9 o'clock. It was a little too early.
A little too early. Then we got somebody who wants their steak medium, just in case you want to know.
All right, we got to put a little salt and pepper in our spinach. Okay.
Hey, Betty. Hey, Carrie. Hey, Kim. Gotta make sure y'all share this video.
I just got those potatoes. And that's what's going on with the smoked potato.
It's twice baked sweet potatoes. In case you're just jumping on. And she's got some spinach on the stove.
All right. So, Allie, if you would still want to take that break, I'll plate and get everything finished.
All right. So, you guys, we're going to take a quick break. We know that she has been cooking for us this hour. And when we come back, she's going to show us the finished product. But right now, we're going to take a quick break and we will be right back. Nikki will be gone just about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. So even if you're still plating when we come back, that's fine.
Being such a wonderful listening audience, whether you were listening live or on the replay. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, Making Connections with Allie and Shay, so that you can get notified every time we go live. Do you have a burning message to share with the audience? Contact Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info@ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com with your topic idea and your message to be booked on the show. And if you're an inspirational speaker or a motivator or simply seeking a platform to share your message, contact Miss Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info@ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com to be considered for 30 to 60 minutes of weekly airtime right here on the Making Connections Network. Again, contact Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info@ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com to be considered for 30 to 60 minutes of weekly airtime, your own radio show right here on the Making Connections Network.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. This is Making Connections. This is your girl, Allie. And we have been spending the day with Miss Nikki Stewart, Chef Nikki, all up in this kitchen. And we featured it for Valentine's Day, because the love month and everything that's going on. But this is something you can do anytime. And like I said, if your loved ones maybe can't be in the same household with you, you can do it virtually. Wouldn't that be fun? Everybody get the ingredients and everybody cook together and then sit down and eat together. Awesome. Except for my plate is gonna come from Nikki. So I'm just saying. And so, Miss Nikki, what do you have for us?
Well, first of all, we never discussed appetizers, but I do want to mention that for this meal, because it is supposed to keep you light and healthy, I think the best thing for it is a little small fruit tray as an appetizer to get your palate ready to eat some good food. So I got some blueberries, some beautiful raspberries, strawberries, pineapples, all sitting up here together with some dark grapes.
Yes.
And this is my favorite snack in the world. So I can eat this any time of day.
Mm-hmm. That tray looks so good.
Thank you.
So refreshing.
My sous chef and company are dying to get in on this food. Enjoy this. Now that's our appetizer. So before you get to your dessert that we are all excited about, here is our finished plate.
Yes, yes.
So here's your spinach sauteed, your chimichurri and skirt steak, salmon with the lemon dill sauce.
Yes.
Our sweet potato topped with the pecans. Can you see it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, come to your left, I think. There you go. There you go. Ooh, yes, yes. Right there. Can I get a fork?
Come on through, get you a fork. So this is the finished product, and I highly recommend these veggies. You could do an asparagus, you could do Brussels sprouts. If everyone doesn't like fish, you could substitute sauteed shrimp.
Oh, yeah.
Another type of fish like a tilapia or maybe a trout or bass. All of these are interchangeable. You could do any version of steak. My favorite happens to be ribeye, and use a chimichurri. And of course, you can't go wrong with a baked sweet potato.
Awesome. It looks good.
So
somebody wants that fruit platter.
This is the finished product of that little cookie we made.
There you go, right there.
And it's called French Silk Chocolate Chip Cookie. And if you look close, you got your chocolate shavings on there, a little whipped cream, and a little chocolate.
Figure out how to get it in my hand.
Inside. And the chocolate chip cookie really makes a great crust.
That is nice. That's nice.
I like it.
Girl.
It's like a really good thing for lovers. You can share and be all cute with the whipped cream. And I don't have to tell grown folk how to use whipped cream. This is one of the desserts that will get your palate ready for other things like some cocktails and whatever you have planned for your evening of romance or just self-help, treating yourself well.
Yeah.
You never have a problem getting your kids to eat these French silk cookies. I have made these for weddings. They make really great treats for us, say a baby shower or any kind of girls' night. I highly recommend saving your whipped cream until you're very ready to serve because it will lose its life really quickly. But you can also just put the chocolate right on top of the French silk if you don't want to do the whipped cream.
Okay.
And one of the things I like to do because I love honey is drizzle a little honey on my sweet potato before I eat it. So I'm going to top my sweet potato with a little bit of honey.
Yes. Nikki, we have an idea for your next show.
Okay, what's that?
Somebody said, I think someone should have won this dinner.
Well, Allie, I'm all for a raffle if you want to do one. I'll make an appearance and get in somebody's kitchen and make this for them. I don't have a problem doing that at all.
Yes.
All the time. Throw a drawing together, and I don't mind. This meal is probably about a $50 to $65 meal if you're just gonna go to the grocery store and buy for a small group. Unfortunately, I can't cook for small groups because I got about 5 hungry faces that always cause me to make big portions. So that's why it's such a large piece of salmon and so much steak because I'm gonna finish cooking this and they're gonna eat.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Wow.
She did this, I mean, within an hour. I mean, we know she did a little bit of baking beforehand, but it's, you can do this. It's something, that's another thing we talked about, something that won't take all your day because people are still working, and especially people working from home and they trying to get that, distance between work and home life. You can end your work life and then get in the kitchen and put this together within like an hour and a half, and then be sitting down eating and just enjoy your evening. Because we know that people don't want to be stressed out. But, I have found during this quarantine, through a lot of other groups I'm in, that people are kind of enjoying this cooking process and learning how to do things and being introduced to new items.
Yeah. Taking your time when you're learning to cook something new is important, because not only are you learning a new technique, you're learning something that you can share with other people. And that's the fun part in being a good cook, is getting people to enjoy your food. So the better your skills are, the more you're able to impress others and watching folks enjoy your food.
Yes. I hope you can tell by my face I have enjoyed this time in the kitchen with you.
I hope we can do it again, Allie. I have enjoyed spending time with you too. And like I said, I'm always here if you ever want to knock on my door again.
Okay. Well, don't forget, before we leave, we're going to get you to tell everybody again the name of your catering, how they can follow you on social media, contact you. Guys, remember, this is Making Connections with Allie, and Allie is hungry right now.
Well, you can find me at Your Little Secret Catering on Facebook. And I'm also, I have a Facebook group, a Facebook page just for me, Nikki Belk Stewart. You can reach out to me there as well. And if you just want to call me up and ask for some tips, my number is 704-200-5562. And that is on my Facebook page as well as on my Your Little Secret Catering page. But a lot of times I know you don't have time to go to all that. If you just want to get to me, that's the number, 704-200-5562. And I am in Charlotte, North Carolina.
And give me your email address, like if they want to contact you for
catering@outlook.com.
Yeah, so in case you have an event coming up and you want to send out, this is what I like to see at my event. Can you handle this?
Yeah. Well, I do want to preface it that I do small group catering. So I try to limit the group size to 25 or more, not only because of COVID, but because of food quality and kitchen space. Right. So that is the only stipulation to working with me, is I don't do huge 200 party events. However, I will set up a buffet with chafing, and you can order as many sides or as much as you want, but I don't do the full service. I set it up for you and you serve it to your guests.
Okay, cool. Hey, that's good right there. I love it. Thank you again, Nikki. Honestly, I appreciate this. I think everybody that's been watching is enjoying, and they hungry too. So I'm gonna go try to find me a sweet potato and do something with it. So you guys know this is Making Connections.
Time, girls, just call me up and we'll make it happen.
Okay, all right, y'all heard it, right? So when I call her, I can be like, Nikki, these people said they heard it.
Remember you had said that day we was on the show?
Right. And thank you, Kendall. You did an awesome job as well. Kendall is her daughter and her sous chef.
My baby's totally bailed on me. She won't come over here and say hey to you.
Maybe next time. She's just a little nervous, maybe. But you did an awesome job.
She looks terrible.
Oh, I don't believe it.
You know how we girls are. If we don't feel the look is there, we're not going to step in front of a camera. I can't blame them.
Right. Well, y'all, with this, our time has come to an end for this week. But you guys know we're here every Saturday at 12 noon and every Monday at 2 p.m. Continue to join in. Our new expert that I've been talking about is debuting on third Monday. And she is also doing a little Valentine giveaway. It's Miss Shakita of Pure Wisdom. And what else are we doing? We have next Saturday will be Romance by Choice. It is a romance coach. Third Saturday, we have a marriage expert, sex expert, in case you need to work on your relationship. Give you some tips. So it's all about love. And again, we're doing the Apple a Day Challenge. So join us, eat your apples, put pictures on the paper, let us know how you're doing. And of course, it's Black History Month. So shout out to everybody who's making history. Miss Nikki, Chef Nikki, is now making history. And so thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, we're going to end with a little Black history information. But until next time, I'm leaving you with love, positivity, and good vibes. Have a good day. Bye, Nikki.
Bye, Allie.
Everybody enjoy that food for me. I know y'all can hear me.
Campbell College, set across the hill from Jackson State University. Meg Evers came to speak. They told us that he was going to come, and they said, make sure you're here. So we said, okay, but to make sure we were there that evening, we laying around and watching TV, playing cards and whatever. They came and got us out those dormitories. And we were there. We went into the auditorium, and they introduced Medgar Evers. And he came up through there talking and asking questions, and he asked, how many registered voters. And you had a few hands went up, and then he asked how many people work downtown, and a lot of hands went up. He said, good, good. He said, but how many of you all serve the public? And hands began to fall, because on Ferry Street, that was the black district. You had the stores, of course, you worked in those stores and that kind of thing. But the other stores, you worked in them, but when the customers started coming, you disappeared. Then he said, all right, how many of you all shop downtown? And every hand in the building almost went up. And he said, okay. He said, well, there are 3 stores downtown that won't even let you enter. And of course, we said, we know. And then he said, and then there are some stores will let you enter, but you can't try to close them. Again, and the girls right away said, oh, we know our size. And he said, well, okay, how many of you all were born in this country, was born here? And, again, every hand basically went up. He said, okay, you were born right here. He said, so what does that say to you? Nobody brought you over here. They may have brought your foreparents. He said, but you were born right here. He said, so what does that say to you? He said, doesn't that say to you, that should say to you that you have the right to whatever this country has to offer? He said, so ask for it. He said, and then if they don't give it to you, he said, take it. Then the rumbling starts, So-and-so right, we gonna do this and we gonna do that. And then, some of them suggest, let's go to the zoo and do a drinking. And I want to know what's a drinking. And they said, well, at the zoo, on the white side, they got 2 benches. The grass is beautiful, and the water fountain sits on a concrete slab, and it's shiny. And over on the colored section, the grass is knee-deep, no seats. And the water fountain sits in the mud and it's filthy. So let's go do it. We talk about Medgar. He was right here. He was right here. He could have gone anywhere, as he said, anywhere and lived. He said, why should I have to leave? Why should I have to go? I like Mississippi. I like hunting. I like fishing. I want my kids to grow up where they can roam the woods if they want to do whatever. He said, why should I leave? I sacrificed so much to have to leave Mississippi. Think about what Meg is saying. Because you ask the question, why are you doing it? Somebody got to do it, and it's on me. I might not see it, way behind, and my kids may not see it. I might not see it, you might not see it, but I'm doing it for those coming on behind me. It's on my shoulders. It might seem like it's a fruitless battle, but it's really not. You hear people talk about that neighborhood and the things that they're trying to do in West Jackson, that kind of thing. And it'll happen.